Hello, welcome, good evening, and I can turn off the text. Let's run the song by DJ Hoffman in the background, Eon, from the same demo, from the same demo of the same name. That's what I want to say. A wonderful demo for the unenhanced Amiga 500, except for you need 1 meg of RAM. Yeah, welcome back. Here in the background, let's turn off the PC feed, is the CGA Redux. For everyone who didn't see this before, check out our 3 previous live streams. Stefan and Fred have already joined. They know what we're doing here. This is a replica of the first color graphics card that IBM did for the PC, the CGA color graphics adapter. And since it's very hard to come by here in Germany, and prices range about 100 to 150 euros or something, and someone by the name of HKZ reverse engineered this thing, I thought, let's just build this thing from scratch, because that's more fun, and we spent roughly the same amount of money. So it's not a cheap project, but it's actually quite interesting. Many of the chips can be bought brand new from Mauser or different outlets. There are a couple of socketed chips here, like the RAM, and a bunch of logic chips, which are hard to come by nowadays, especially in this packaging. They are still available as SMD variants, but we can't use those obviously. So I bought a bunch of used or new old stock ICs from eBay. Hi Nihonam, welcome back. And yeah, in the last episode I noticed that my mail from Bulgaria didn't arrive yet. Okay, that's the PC. I'm gonna turn that off now, because we might need to open it up later anyway. So the mail from Bulgaria didn't arrive, and it should have contained the CRT controllers, the 6845 by Motorola. And a viewer named Koiro, who I also linked in the video description, check out his channel. He's still struggling to get enough subscribers. He offered to send me 2 CRT controllers, one from UMC, one from Motorola, and he sent it right away. And the hope was that the mail from Norway to Germany is fast enough so that it arrives until today. Turns out it isn't, but I'm still hoping for it to get here in the next couple of days, because I want to test that UMC variant as well, to have a comparison between the different implementations. I think they should be completely identical, but you never know, right? However, on Monday or Tuesday, suddenly the mail from Bulgaria arrived. So I've got actually an original, can you see this? Can you see this? Come on, focus. Motorola 6845, and the legs look totally unused, I would say. So this actually might be new old stock. You can never be 100% certain, but this, well, if it has been salvaged, it has been done in a pretty nice fashion. So my hope would be that this is a totally genuine part. The silk screen looks okay for the period, basically. Ian Scott, hi. Ian says, hello there, I've dedicated today to relaxation, and that includes watching the stream. Perfect. By the way, Soul Sister will again join us at 9 p.m. local time. That is in 40 minutes, roughly, yes. She always has an appointment on Sunday evening, so she joins later. But until then, we will hopefully manage to get the rest of the ICs in and to populate the video out section. Two problems I've noticed. I have ordered the wrong RCA jacks, but I found this RCA jack from an Atari 2600 that I modded for composite out, and this was the RF jack basically, and it actually fits quite nicely here. So we will use that. It's also much more period correct, so to say. And yeah, that's, I think, good enough. I will need another one for my second card, but this will be good enough. Also, we must not forget the couple of capacitors here. I think it's 5, 3 electrolytics and 2 more here. And then populating the output section. I think since, oops, that was not very clever. Since Stefan didn't exactly know which way to go, I would just say we populate old style CGA. People said, well, those are harder to come by. And I think that's probably a good idea to do it, because well, old style CGA is not that common, and the demos that use the composite out, well, the demo like 88 miles per hour can deal with both, so I think that should be fine. Question is, anyway, we're here in PAL country. You would need some kind of capture device or TV that can do NTSC. So your mileage may vary nevertheless, depending on what you're doing. I'm gonna turn on the soldering iron right now. Stefan says maybe the controller was also socketed in its first use. That perhaps, or let me show you this. Trying to focus here and getting a bit more light. I'm sure you can see this. I think they might have sanded it down, the legs, a bit. Yeah. But all we can do is plug it in and hope that it will work, basically. Nothing else I can do with this thing. I don't have any other graphics card that utilizes the 6845 or any computer for that matter. So I don't have any choice but to just try it. So I'm gonna put in all the sockets now for the remaining ICs. All of the missing ones have arrived. The mail was very quick on that. So we should be good to go, I think. But we'll see as we go. As usually, I didn't prepare too much, so we'll just wing it a bit. Okay, and one thing I did is pick out all the resistors that we need, and all the ICs should be right over here. So I don't have to go through the box all the time. So I'm a bit more organized. So also, here's the CRT controller. Here's a hopefully empty EEPROM. Otherwise, I have the eraser over there, which takes 15 minutes, but at least we can do that. And here's the video socket, basically the 9-pin. I will have to steal some, eventually I will have to steal some screws here, hex screws, which doesn't matter, and this is the RCA jack. And here is the bracket, and I think this should work just fine. I think HKZ designed this with this special bracket in mind, because the original CGA card actually has the video connector right at the bottom, which wouldn't have fit with this bracket. But this one is a regular bracket that you can still order, and I think he designed it exactly so that it works, which is nice. I love it when people do that, because making a bracket is always difficult or expensive. And plastic brackets are always a bit, well, not that nice. I like the metal ones much better, and they're not as fragile as a 3D printed plastic one. So yeah. And I might have to open the window again because of fumes. But I think there won't be many cars outside. I mean, there is one coming right now, but you probably can hear that as long as the window is closed. But I will open the window now because of the flux. So, definitely thank you all for joining, even those who are not in the chat. It's greatly appreciated. And with a little bit of luck, we can even test drive the car today. So at first I didn't open my 486 in a while, so I'm not sure we can plug it in there. That would be the easiest because it's a working and running setup. Otherwise, I still have the 286 board in the closet, which I will just have to pick up. But then we will have to make a temporary setup using the power supply from the 486 because I only have one working ATX power supply at the moment. Lord Mutifer says, I had problems fitting the RCA jack into a 5150 or 5160 case. The placement is too high. It should fit in a 5155 though. Okay, since I don't have any of those cases, it shouldn't be a problem. It's actually, I don't think I've seen too many original IBM PCs or XTs here in Germany, even when I was younger. Our school had some XT clones. They were not IBM branded, because I think IBM was always a bit on the expensive side. So you also don't see that many old IBMs on eBay or something here, at least in my experience. Maybe they're all long gone. There do appear some from time to time, but you do see much more clones. Tulip or Olivetti or Schneider, of course, and Commodore, and a lot of no-name stuff as well. I think in the US it was probably different. I think IBM was pretty popular over there. Slater Arsenic is back. Greetings, just a short flyby to say hello. Yeah, appreciate it even if you can't stay for long. You can always watch the rerun on YouTube. And I think we got all the sockets in. I will also try and test all the chips that I put in today because they are used. I'm gonna put down my water for that. Later we might have another drink, but I'm starting with water today. Let's see. So we need 74S174s. And 3 of them actually, and it's these ones here. So we try and open up this weird packaging. They are Texas Instrument branded, so that's good. Let's see if I can actually get this to open up. Yes, but I need something to pull them out. And I'm putting the iron to sleep. So 3 it is. Let's try these here. It says Portugal, which I think is fine because I think Texas Instruments has or did have a plant there doing chips and stuff. And let's pop it in the TL8662 Plus, which looks like this. Where do I have the camera? Here. So it can test most of the 74 series chips, not all and not all correctly. I did have a problem with the LS, one of the LS series chips, which tested bad, but the problem was the LS has a slightly different pinout than the non-LS version. Let's see, I'm running this just in the background. It's not super interesting. It's the 174. Logic test successful, it says. Let's test all three. Which shows that at least basic functionality is working. The timings may be wrong or something else, but it's at least not a complete dud. Okay, all three tests successful, which is very good indeed. Let's pop in the foam piece. So we hopefully won't need any of those anymore. So the 74S74 174 are here, where I put in the CNC machine socket because I thought this was another DRAM, but it wasn't. Okay, it's in. If these are used, they do look quite nice and shiny. So they might have retinned the legs, or maybe they are just new old stock. You never know. Interesting enough, the 74 series that you can currently get on Mauser, they all come with oxidized looking legs. I'm not sure, maybe they're have some special coating, but they look weird. Not like these. These are really shiny. See, but the ones from Mauser actually look worse. They are new, basically. Okay, there we go. All three are in. Now we have 3 ICs left. We can maybe pop in the CRT controller already and hope for the best. And we can also write the ROM soon enough. I might have to download it first. Okay, that's looking good. It's also the right way, I think. Perfect. You can gaze at this. There is the CRT controller. And now we have to put in 74S08. This is the 10, the 08. The 08 is here. Come on. The S10s I already tested because they didn't come in nice tubes like this. They basically were packaged in aluminum foil, and I put them here in this anti-static bag. Ah, Stefan is preparing some rum for the first picture. Okay, good idea. It might take a while because we still have to solder a bit and I need to have the proper setup, which might be a bit tricky. So testing the 7408 now. Is it 08? It is 08. Logic test successful. This sounds promising. I think I was very lucky so far with the new old stock chips and so on, but yeah, if you buy from eBay vendors which are local to Germany and have good reputation on eBay, then it's usually not a problem because they usually sell like really old stock stuff. Okay, seems to be fine. Then the S10, which is let's see, I think they sent me different brands. I think this one here is, yeah, this one is another Texas Instruments from Portugal. So I will test it once more just to be on the safe side. It's an S10 and logic test successful. It's fine, at least to a certain degree. So the S10 comes here. Alright, there we go. And the last one is the S32, which are these. Also seemingly from Portugal, also Texas Instruments. So let's do this. I'm wondering if these are still produced in the very same way they did 30 or 40 years ago. If they use the same process. I mean, they probably have to because of the electrical ratings. I mean, you can't shrink these dies much more or they won't be able to drive TTL levels, etc. So there's probably no advantage in like going to smaller processes as with CPUs, for example. But then again, I wonder, do they still use the same manufacturing equipment from 30 to 40 years ago, or how does Texas Instruments do that? I think all the other, like Motorola, Synetics, National Semiconductors, all of those, they stopped making 74 series. But Texas Instruments is still around and still delivering. Who knows how long, but they are still available. Yeah, I'm really wondering, what are they using nowadays? Okay. We can do the EEPROM, which has a bit weird legs, but that doesn't matter. We can just gently, because those are also all salvaged from various boards and stuff. This one here is National Semiconductor branded, which is fine. So let me quickly find the ROM that we need. Or did I already download it? That's a good question. I think not. Let's check quickly. Here. And then let's search. Here we go. Unpacking. Oh, it's already unpacked. Good. So let's share the screen. Stefan says, sadly there is no CGA version of Monkey Island. Again, 130 behind. Monkey Island 1 supports CGA mode. I'm very certain, but you have to use the EGA version. The VGA version doesn't support CGA. Ian says you should run the various CGA modes that are in FastDoom. Yeah, we can do all kinds of weird stuff. Maybe, yeah, of course, the things I would like to run are the new demos like Area 50, 51, 5150, stuff like that. But old games are also quite nice, like seeing Zack McCracken in CGA Composite or something would be nice. Anyway, let me share my my Mac. Does it work? Oh no, it doesn't work. What do I have to do to get this running? I think this, yeah, looks weird. but now you should see my command line. And we are trying to read a 27 something like this. Exactly. I tried to get the ROM of a spare Mirage card last time. And now let's try to actually write. And it's called like this. Oh, he says he got a wrong. This doesn't bode well, because the wrong chip ID is not good. Let's pick a different. I've got a ton of these. Let's see. Okay, this one might be bad because returning FF for the chip ID is not good. Let's pick another one that looks okay. Let's take Texas Instruments. We had luck using Texas Instruments so far. Okay, this is a different chip ID that he got, which is fine. So let's just specify that SMJ27. Incorrect size 8192. Okay, because this chip is actually 32 kilobytes and it's the smallest one that I could get, but the ROM is only 8 kilobytes. So what we can do is we can extend it to 32 kilobytes so that even when there's an address wraparound, we get the right information. So we basically concatenate it twice, then we will get a 16K bin file, basically. And we can then concatenate the 16K twice to get a 32K bin file. And that should be of the correct size. It is 32K, and that is great. So let's give MiniPro the 32K bin file. And it's writing. That's looking good. So I think this chip here is, oh, you can see that, you can see it here. This chip is bad. Sadly, but well, this was made in 1987. Well, that's just bad luck, I guess. I can try it later if it's still salvageable, but I think if it's returning FF for its ID, it's just bad. Okay, chip has been written to. At some point we will need to put a little sticker on that, but that's usually takes quite a long time. Ian Scott. Okay, that we are ahead. Stefan says, Ian Scott sounds interesting, but Doom on an XT will become a slideshow. Yeah, I think Ian Scott was rather talking about running fast Doom on my 486 with the CGA card, which is an odd combination, to be sure. There we go. We have a ROM, we have the CRT controller. Now everything to do here is populate this stuff, I would say. And we can start with the capacitors. These are the 74 picofarads. I'm just gonna throw everything over there. Cut these off. By the way, if you don't already have it, definitely check out Tube Time's book Open Circuits. It's awesome. Tube Time, aka Eric Schlepfer, and his friend, oh, I forgot his name. He's got a very peculiar name. Windell, I think, is his first name. They cut open all kinds of chips, components, switches, transistors, resistors, and show what they are, what the structure is inside, which is actually pretty cool. Windell-Oskay, yes, Ian Scott, that's correct. It's a great coffee table book and a great instructional book showing in a very visual way how electronic components are made, basically. And it's really, really awesome. Okay. Ian Scott says, I hope to get that book for Christmas this year. Yeah, it's a great Christmas present as well. That's for sure. Let's put these away. All right. I'm a bit anxious in how to get this card actually working. I think, let me have a quick look. What we can do no, that's not right. 1 second, please. Damn it. Oh yes, here it is. I thought that I had it somewhere. Able Digital 3210 says, you are not the only one who is anxious. We all want to see the card work. Yes. It won't blow up. So much I can promise you, because I have the ATX the smart ATX to AT. And I have this one here by CGA Labs. It's the CGA to RGB, which basically, let's see, CGA is off, 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 off. Oh yeah, we can just put it all to off. And by the way, Open Circuits also shows how these things, the dip switches, work, which is amazing. Didn't know how they worked. Somehow I thought they were completely different. And this basically... do I have a cable? That's the question. Okay, I don't even need a cable then. You can just plug it into this thing here, into the socket, and then you get VGA out. Obviously with 15 kilohertz, which would be bad for standard VGA monitor, but I do have the OSSC, so I can plug this straight into the OSSC's VGA input, which is nice. And this thing is very cheap. It uses some GAL, it seems, an F16 V8, and some other chip here, and does some magic, I don't know. Yeah, check out gglabs.us. It's very cheap to make, and yeah, of course you can't run it on a VGA monitor, but you can use it with VGA capture equipment or something similar, or any RGB analog capable thing that syncs to 15 kilohertz, which is nice. We can use that probably later. Okay, composite mod, old composite mod, jumper 2.3. Yeah, I think we can do that. Which means we have to Can I get in here with my iron? Yeah, actually I can. Let's dip some new solder on there and then try to make a bridge between 2 and 3. I think I did. Yeah, I think that looks good. A real jumper would have been nice, but as we don't get that. There's also C25. Let me check if I did anything wrong here. C31 and 32 are 47, that's true. C20 to 23. C25 is another 100 nanofarads. Okay. Okay, these are 47. Okay, good. Let's continue with the capacitors, which is a good idea. And where did I put them? Oh, over there. Okay. So, I think you can't see me very well, but that's more due to the fact that I'm sitting behind the tripod. Okay, we need 4 more, I think, of these. 6, yeah. And then I have 6 left for the other card that I still need to do. I wish I had another ATX power supply. I do have one, but it's broken. It's supplying like 4 volts on the 5 volt rail. There's something disturbingly broken in there. Because if I had that, I could just plop the 286 board here with the power supply and plug the card in and see if it does something. But now we have to take apart the 486. Which is not optimal. I do have an old AT power supply in the basement, but I don't want to use that because I don't have any protection circuit like the ATX2AT smart thingy. And this is too dangerous, I would say, with this complex card here and an old AT's power supply. I don't want that. I don't want anything to get destroyed by blowing up tantalums or anything else. Not on this card, but on the main board maybe. So I'm not gonna do that. But this shows that I probably should get myself a second ATX power supply just for things like this, basically. For test setups. I don't do much playing around with the PC at the moment with the 486. It's just running basically. So that's why I don't miss it at the moment. And before I was just doing like assembling sound cards where I know they should work, etc, etc, and they just fit in the slot. But doing a graphics card is a bit different, especially with this form factor here that just probably doesn't fit in the 486 board. But let's see, maybe we can get it to fit. I was wondering, I bet there are like extenders that lift the card up by having a little PCB here with a socket attached and then yeah, like a riser card. I could have used one of those because then you can just plug it in anywhere, but I don't have that. Some nice blue shiny capacitors. Okay, now all the other stuff. We can, we need one more of the 100 nanofarad capacitors, which is this huge beast here. Away with the trash. Stefan says, an ATX power supply I can definitely find for you. Yeah, that's very kind, Stefan, but after this card I probably won't need it. Maybe. Yeah, maybe when I do my own card, but yeah, it's not super urgent. Today we have to manage differently, and after that it's not urgent at all. Come on. It's better. And of course, things also always take up space, although an ATX power supply doesn't take up much space. And I still saved the broken one that I got, because I have the weird idea that this has to be repairable, right? I mean, it's not quite outputting 5 volts, and that means there's something with the switching circuit wrong, maybe capacitor or the, I don't know, MOSFET or whatever is switching, and that has to be repairable. But on the other hand, that's working on something that takes 230 volts, and I'm not sure I want to do that. I'm always working on 5 to 12 volts, and that's it. So yeah, if you know someone here in Germany who actually is proficient in repairing power supplies and would do that just for the heck of it, please tell me. That would be nice. So let's put in the pin header. And burn some fingers probably in the course of that. Or maybe not. Okay, looking good. Alright, these pin headers are for the light pan, and I don't actually know, it says plus 12 volts, comp and ground. I have no idea, probably composite out, like for certain portables, luggables or something. Stefan says, you haven't a power supply on the workbench? How you test motherboards? In the DOS Reloaded forum is definitely some folks who repair them. No, I don't have a power supply on the workbench. And as I said, at the moment I rarely touch any new motherboards. I do work on the C64, and I usually have a C64 power supply lying around. But my PC, the 486, is just set up and works. And it gets sometimes a bit new hardware. But actually it has been staying the same for the last 1 or 2 years. So I'm settled. I found my niche computer basically. Lord Multiferous says this one is the 5155 composite out, so that's the IBM PC luggable, I think. Okay, now off to the composite mod. It says R1 should be a 100 ohms. R1 actually says 75 ohms instead, but this seems to be the mod. Stefan, are we going to do the old style composite? I will give you 1 minute, 30 seconds. Probably Solstice will join us right now. So when she arrives, you will have to make the call, because afterwards it's not impossible to do the other thing, but it will be hard because we have to desolder stuff. Alright, ready, set, go. Let's do a poll, but in the end Stefan will be the one to decide. But you can also give your opinion, basically. So let's go. Here's a poll. But Stefan already says old, so yeah, I will already start picking out the correct values. I think I might just grab 100 ohms from my drawer. And we need to put in the electrolytics, don't forget that. At the moment it's 100% old school. 680 ohms, 75 ohms. Ja, hallo. Guten Abend.
Hello.
Oh, it's good that I have to...
And for a second I thought you were going to say it's good that you joined, but no. Okay.
Didn't understand the difference, but trust you, of course. I don't understand the difference either. 100 ohms.
So I get a chair.
Oh, 75% say old school composite. So this should be 100 ohms. Okay.
Look here what I brought. Alcohol! It's not Glühwein this time. I saw you already had a beverage. What was that?
Water.
Ah. Thank God I'm here now.
Yes. Okay, so let's quickly double check that this is Stefan Weilhartner says, is it made from all discrete logic? Yeah, welcome Stefan. You probably didn't see our previous episodes. It is not completely made out of discrete logic. There is one major component, that is the MC6845 CRT controller by Motorola. And of course there's a bunch of DRAMs, but as you properly diagnosed, this is a ton of 74 series ICs doing all kinds of stuff. Bus driver, there are a couple of shift registers which probably are implementing some registers of the CGA card, I guess. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, it's mostly done with discrete logic, minus the CRT controller and the ROM, obviously, which only contains characters, no code. So this is the character ROM. The code is all in the IBM PC's BIOS. Yeah, and that's basically it. So let's do the component test to see if it's really 100 ohms and not something else. yeah, it is also good enough, I would say. Lord Motiferous says, I think the difference is the display of brown, yellow over composite. Okay, that is not really a big problem, because the IBM PC actually displays not a dark yellow but a brown, which is in contrast to all the other computers of the time, more or less, that did RGBI.
Okay, so what did I miss?
I put in the missing chips.
Yay!
Now all the chips are in.
Awesome.
We also ran a poll, which I can end now, I think, about which style of composite output, but 80% say old style.
Okay.
Which we don't know is the exact difference.
Don't have
we
an opinion.
think, or a lot of Motiferous said, that it's probably the way the dark yellow is displayed. That it's brown versus dark yellow.
I'm not in the...
But it's not super important. Cheers.
Cheers. This time no Glühwein, but port wine, because the Glühwein's empty.
Yes. We also found
Hi, Ian.
probably found that EEPROM, because it returned as chip ID FFFF, which is empty.
Okay.
I will test this later, but it's probably dead.
Oh.
Most probably. But the second one I tried works fine. It's by Texas Instruments. Yeah.
Okay. So
This
you
one
ordered
works.
2 and 1...
No, I have a ton of those.
Okay, that's great.
I ordered a couple, yes. But
That's how I have to sit.
you get them like in batches of 10 or something. Lord Motifer says Weiler has some infos about the different composite style on his blog about 8080 nights per hour. Yeah, that's true. I think I read that a couple of years back, but forgot about the differences because I didn't have a card back then. Okay, let's speed things up a bit because there's a lot of resistors to solder.
Yay!
R4 should be 51 ohms. So I think I saw that here.
I could help you, but I need to eat first.
Yeah, it's okay.
I need to. I'm not centered today. I need.
I hope I ordered those. I think I didn't order them. I think we can't even do the
You have them
old
somewhere?
style. No, I don't think I have that. I have 47 ohms, I think.
Mm-hmm.
470.
Oh, that was what we talked about last time, right, too?
Yes, and
remember.
I've got 47. I'm not sure that's good enough. What's this one? What's this doing in this box?
I don't know.
Let's test it.
Can I do it?
Yeah. Maybe, okay, maybe I need to do the new style anyway. Bummer. Okay, that's 460.
Okay.
Or 470, basically. 470. Let's put this aside. I will test one of the 47s to see if it's more or less near the 50 ohm side, but I think it will
sorry,
not.
I missed it because I was eating, so we need what?
On the backside it says the replacements for the resistors here, for the old style composite out. It's 49. I think that might be safe.
So we need 50?
51. But they are always with plus minus 5 to 10%. So I think 49 ohm should be good enough.
Maybe Sockel the resistors? Stefan?
They're easy enough to remove if push comes to shove. It's not super hard.
And then Stefan Weilhartner asked what's the difference between old and new style composite.
Yeah, just look up what Lord Motiferous said. He said, I think the difference is the display of brown versus yellow over composite. But we will see if it works. R4. R4 is this one. Okay, so we put in the 47, which is 49 according to my measurements. Yeah, I didn't think that through. So basically I ordered for new style, but now we decided to do old style.
Well, but you only need one of these?
No, it's like 6 different values get replaced. I do have some of them, but 51 I incidentally did not have.
Why are these here?
I will have to clean them up later.
Ah, okay.
They are from another project. Next one. R5 needs to be 3.3. I do have 3.3.
Ah, there you go.
Here. You can test.
Yes. It doesn't work. I'm not strong enough. $3,326.
3.3
ohm. Oh.
ohms. Yes.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't like the way this one is looking. I've done this back in the days with socket 7 boards, power regulators for use with K6 CPUs. Still bad at soldering. Doesn't matter. I imagine that working on such boards was much more complicated than what we're doing here. R5 here. So there we go. We will get the old style. No worries.
I'm testing the candy now you bought me.
Okay. Is it nice?
I don't know. I didn't test it yet. So it's basically
Red beans.
licorice pills. Let's see.
Okay, what's the next? R6? 13 kilo ohms. Oh god, we might have a problem with 13 kilo ohms.
The taste is great, but the outside is too hard for me. What do you say?
It's nice.
Okay, then you can eat.
Bummer! I really didn't think this through.
Just for the people that don't know what's happening when he goes there. Can you see that properly? There. It's like a magic closet with like a million drawers where he has all.
Actually, I would need more,
things.
but
Yeah,
I would need at least one more.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, I think it ends right here. I do have 10 kilo ohms, but that will probably be
What
not
do you
good
need?
enough. 13 kilo ohms.
13.
I don't have that. I have 10. Ah, that was not super clever. Okay.
You just want to do this another week. Let's be honest.
No.
No.
We need a magic closet tour someday. Yeah. Let's. I could do that for the patrons or something. So Fred is allowed to look, and no one else.
Yeah, we're actually, or not me. He's cleaning up a bit.
Tidying up.
Tidying up. Yeah, not cleaning up. It's not
But
dirty. It's just.
So the
wild.
first 2 shelves are looking better now, but there's like 10 more to go.
And when this is done, we're gonna do a magic closet tour.
I think we can't go with the old style composite, which is a bit annoying.
Yeah. So you're unsoldering?
Desoldering?
Desoldering.
Yes. Unsoldering.
Unsoldering. Unbreak my heart. Unsolder my heart.
And I have to remove the solder from the jumper. Sorry, Stefan, but it doesn't matter, I think, much.
Sorry, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the composite out.
Yeah. I know.
However, this one is annoying here. really annoying. I have to concentrate now a bit.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just eating.
And this is not working. It's not taking up the solder as I was hoping it would. Ah, shit. Okay, this is going to be difficult.
Tell me, what do you have to do?
I have to break the connection on this, the two pads here.
Oh,
And now they are connected over all. Ah, I hate it. I hate it, I hate it.
Do you think I can do it?
Do you think you can do it?
Yes. We should make a poll.
No, this is actually a bit of a sticky situation right now. Not very happy with this.
Do you have a special analog chip that makes the composite out signal?
Says Stefan Weilatner.
Yes.
Good question. I don't know.
Have a look at that?
No, not right now. We would have to check the schematics. I didn't look at them particularly because I'm not an electrical engineer.
Oh.
I think I might have had success.
Really? That's awesome. Awesome. That's awesome.
I hope. Ah, this is really annoying. Okay. Now let's measure if I make the break.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the
What do you need?
if the CRT controller is capable of doing the composite out, or if this is done only by the logic chips here. I don't know. Might be either way. Let's test in ohms mode. So this is open line, that's good. And this is 0. Okay, I was successful. The jumper
awesome.
is now at 1 and 2.
Can I now look? Because I don't know. I don't know anything. Show me, explain it to me,
1 second.
please.
That anyone is sitting on the probes. So there's this tiny jumper, which is just 3 pads, and I needed to connect the top 2, which are now connected, like this, with this larger blob, and there's one small blob on the one where it says 3. That was where it should have been before for the old style output.
I see.
However, since I don't have all the values for the old style, I needed to make the other bridge, and it was very difficult to get this stuff away.
Yeah, okay. Good, well done.
And not bridge all 3 pads, which would have been not good.
Yeah, I see.
Okay. So let's take out the resistors. We might need to use the desoldering gun. It's easier. Okay, the new style, I would assume, simply gets all the things just as it's written here. So I should have all the values because...
So you were planning, before you did the poll, you were planning to do the new way?
No, I was planning to do the old way, but I bought stuff only for the new way.
Okay, good.
Which I didn't understand at the time when I ordered this. Because it's this whole topic of old style versus new style is new to me, basically. So there should be a bunch of 30 ohms, which I can 680 just plug in at the bottom. Yeah, these are the 30 ohms ones, yeah. And while this one heats up, we can already solder the 30 ohms ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is definitely a big learning process, this card, because it's of its multitude of different problems with old chips and all the stuff, yeah. No?
Ian says, I was probably the only one who voted new way, so I'm happy with this. Oh.
And you're probably the only one who actually knows what happens. So I trust your opinion, basically. Oh, look at that. It's still
What?
too wide. I'm using this bending tool.
Ah.
And it's not working because the footprint is rather narrow.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, we have not figured out how the card actually works, or if it works, or what's
It will work.
or what's the difference between new and old style. But I found, for all who joined later, like you, found this here. This is the GG Labs adapter, which plugs straight into the card and converts it to VGA signal levels.
Wow.
However, with the wrong frequency for a regular VGA monitor. But we have the OSSC over there, which is a VGA capture device, which can sync also to very low frequencies like CGA. So we should be good in using that. First of all, we need to finish this.
Yes. How much do you still have to do?
All the resistors, the capacitors, and then the sockets. And then we have to prepare some computer or mainboard that can actually fit this card due to this stupid edge down here, which
prepare the fire extinguisher just in case before turning it on. Just kidding. We have actually one, so it's in the living room, but we might want to get it.
Yeah, but I think it will not burn because first the smart ATX converter will cut power.
No.
Which it did already when I plugged in some broken piece. So I know it works. So I think we are safe. There will be no exploding. But it might just not work. So the soldering pump has heated up. It's getting loud now. Loudish. Not super loud, but it's always a bit.
But it's a nice sound. It's not high pitched and so it doesn't feel that loud.
I think we should be fine.
You know what's actually missing in this room?
A rug.
A rug?
It would tie this room together.
What? I want to say a watch.
These soldering pumps that Ian's got. Yes.
Yes.
The cheap one.
Goes moo. Exactly, goes moo. I like it. It's a really nice sound. It goes moo.
It does go moo, yes.
Yeah.
Moo.
Yeah. I used to have a farm when I was a kid. And when you
farm? You had a farm as a kid?
Yeah, I had a farm. Actually, I was living next to a farm. But I had a farm, a play farm. And when you opened the door, there was this mechanism.
Oh, I think we all had that. Fisher Price.
Yeah,
right?
Fisher Price, and it made moo.
Yeah, I had that
love
too.
that. And what I loved most about it was that, and still think it's great, that it's not something digital, but something mechanical that makes the sound.
You can buy those like in a box. Where
Oh, yeah.
Go moo moo.
But this one was not because you turn it, but because there was some
Probably this
trigger doing something with the box that was installed.
But it was probably the
You
same
had
principle.
the same one too. Awesome.
I think everyone our age had that.
We all had that. That's so cool.
And there was the Fisher Price phone, of course.
No, I didn't have that.
The dial phone.
Tell me more
And
about
there
it.
was the little Dachshund with a wagging tail, and it was on wheels.
I think I know that one, but I didn't have that one. You had that?
Yeah, I think we had that.
And
I
the
mean,
phone?
it was but it was all handed down from my eldest sister to my other sister and then to me. So it was all very used when I got it.
So what was the phone doing?
I forgot.
Okay.
It's so long ago, but I know it was a rotary phone. I think you can still buy it. I think they have these things they still sell because it's like all the grandparents or something like that go, oh, we had that as a kid. Our grandchildren will love it. And they probably wonder, what the fuck is this with the dial?
It's true. Stefan says, as far as I understand the datasheet, the controller has no analogic circuitry.
Analog circuitry, yeah. That might very well be. Do we have more? Or is it all only single values now? Oh, it's all great. All single values. And we need to put in one transistor. What does it look like, a transistor?
Well, you know what? I know what. We don't need to talk about it.
You don't know.
Ooh. Well,
1K ohm.
I can say for sure I've seen one before. Am I right?
Yes. You even saw that one before.
See? So we don't need to talk about what it looks like. Is it the three-legged thing?
Yes.
See?
It's the three-legged
The
thing.
three-legged thing.
And what does it do?
Well, you know it. I know it. We don't need to talk about it.
Do you remember?
It works like a switch.
Or, alternatively, switch or amplifier, that's right.
That's thank you so much.
The thing is, that's roughly where also my knowledge ends. I do know what the components do roughly, but I couldn't design any of those. As I said, we had a basic electrical engineering course in computer science at the beginning of our studies, but it was not very deep.
See, the only knowledge I have is from the stuff you taught me. Because in linguistics, you don't learn so much about this stuff.
Yeah. makes sense.
Unfortunately. And surprisingly. Can I tell the story from last night?
0 ohms resistor.
That I thought was very funny?
You're
You're just like, what story? So, yesterday we went out to a concert and met with a couple of friends and went back home, and we were home at around 11. And then we had the rest of the Glühwein, and then all of a sudden, and I don't know what triggered this, he gets up, goes from the living room.
Actually, it was because we watched Electro Boom.
Oh, that's true.
That was not out of sudden, but
See,
it was
I
because
forgot
we watched
'cause
Electro Boom and he was talking about the Darlington configuration.
Yeah, and then
Where
he
you-
got the electro, what's it, the electro plate thingy, and started explaining that to me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fetch it. It's up there. It's an educational box for children, like 10 years and up, teaching basic electronics with resistors, capacitors, transistors, etc. Sadly, no schematic in PDF. No, Stefan, I think I think it has keycard files, and you can open up that, and keycard shows you the schematics. If you have keycard installed. 3K. Yeah, anyway.
Anyway, so it was 11 p.m. and he brings out this...
To show you!
Yeah, I know, but I thought it was
Because-
so cool because he was just like, I don't want to say slightly drunk, but tipsy and super tired. And I was
And
just like,
because
I was concentrating so hard to understand what he was telling me. But I thought it's so typical for our household that
yeah, because
electrical things get taken out at 11 p.m.
yeah, because we built exactly the Darlington configuration with the kit the other day to basically make a sensor switch with high amplification using the two-stage transistors. And so I thought, man, that was what we're doing just the other day. And then I could show you why you would want to have that.
It was cool.
Why it's actually useful.
Yes, and I understood it.
Okay.
So I'm ready. If you want me to solder
You can do the
boring
DC
stuff.
You can also do the resistors if you want.
Whatever you want me to do.
The resistors are also boring. Promise, the hard part is coming up. Namely, building the computer or reconfiguring the computer so that we can test it.
Yeah.
You can also do the capacitors if you want.
Whatever you want me
There
to
are 3
do,
more
I just want to
capacitors.
tell you I am ready.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically.
Oh, we can actually turn off the soldering pump and stop that annoying
See, it was such a nice
fan noise. Yeah, when it goes moo, but not
When
when
it
the fan is
goes
running.
moo.
Okay, there are 4 more resistors. I will do one thing for you, because it's a bit annoying.
Okay.
There's a 0 ohm resistor, which is not a resistor, but just a piece of wire, which is something different in the old style output. So I will try to do that first, and you can do your thing.
I can do my thing. Okay.
Okay. Basically I can replace the 0 ohm resistor with just a wire. Okay, so there is 1 transistor and like
And the hard stuff.
4 resistors, it seems. Yeah, exactly. Touch the case of the...
Oh yeah, the case. I'm
Just
sorry.
to
I was just touching the
wood that doesn't
wooden
have...
plate. Not plate. What's it called?
Table.
The table. I was
The
thinking
platte.
of the platte. Thank you.
German.
Yeah. Well. Okay. So
Okay,
what?
look at the value. Look at the value here.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the value here, but there's only there are 2 inside. 20 ohm.
Yeah. And then look where the 20 is.
There.
Yeah. Put it in there.
Okay.
Rinse and repeat. Basically,
Now your job is done. You can drink.
and the this no, don't use it. Don't use it.
Don't.
Yeah, just bend it relatively close to the resistor because it's a weird footprint that doesn't fit our blending tool.
But maybe it makes it easier because if I do it
No, it's fine.
freestyle,
It's fine.
then we'll see.
If you want, you can put in all at the same time.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
So it's 1, 2, 3 left, right? Maybe I do want to. So then it's 75.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we have this, and we have
Chips.
this. Yeah, they're chips. The other type of chips, the one you eat.
Crisps. the British
Crisps.
say.
We're not British. I mean, at least I am not.
Slavic R
Slavic.
is joining a bit late to the party, but doesn't matter, we're not done yet.
That was like a bit judgmental. A bit late, but it's okay.
So far,
Damn
we
it.
wanted to build the old style composite output on the CGA card, but I figured I only ordered parts for the new style, and my resistor stash doesn't have all the weird values that they use. So here we are. Doing the new style composite output. Other than that, it's missing 3 capacitors, a transistor, plus the sockets. And then we can test. And the question is, how do we test? That will be a bit of a tricky thing, I think.
I can do it.
Das rübertun, bitte?
Also, the ones that are done.
So that we don't get confused in the box.
I'm already confused.
Me too.
Yes. Why you? What's that?
Capacitors. We need 3.
Those are the 3-legged thingies? No, they're not.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 360.
The EEPROM also got burned already with the character ROM, which contains all the letters and other characters.
$2K? $2K. Bam!
At least nothing's left over.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are joining now.
Very,
10
very
people.
nice.
Watching me eat chips.
That's great. Well, before people saw me watching Zoo, saw me eating chips. That's the price you pay if you're famous.
Fame. I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Well, maybe a little bit. There we are. There's something on the table.
It's a 400, I think, 70 ohms.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, that's 470. Let's put this away.
Yes, you better. Otherwise it might get lost. Plus it's very hard to see on the table.
We don't even see what you're doing because it's behind the webcam, but it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. Better now?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm still wondering about the EEPROM that was dead.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm gonna try and write something to it. Not happy?
Nope. No, better now. I saw you still have the old thingy that you once ordered for me.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's unfortunately it's quite crappy. Can you have a look?
And this is a bit of a fat blob.
That's what I thought.
We can just
Fat blob.
see as well.
No. Okay.
It's not. Yeah, that's all fine.
Okay.
That's all good. Oh wow! The chip actually wrote good. Verification okay. Okay, it's not dead, but it has an empty ID string, which is weird. But works fine. Okay, so we have another good chip.
How much can I swear?
I think YouTube does have some restrictions on that.
Okay, then I'm just gonna...
But this stream is not marked like for kids, so
because it's not.
we should be able to say a little bit of swearing.
Okay.
But
yeah,
we try to stay family friendly.
Yeah, because the kids that are up at what time
Okay,
is it? 9:30.
Okay, now you can do this thing because that's
this thing.
Yes.
This.
That's the. That's easy.
So I put this in here, I guess.
Yes. It sort of like
and then
fits via friction.
I solder only these or these as well.
You solder everything.
So
but
these
you can
as well.
Do the pins first the right, then the left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a bit too much. I'm sorry.
Tom van Miel has also joined. Hello, Tom. Loving it so far. There aren't a lot of things like better than to see other people working on revising hardware whilst repairing hardware myself. Danke sehr, ein niederländischer Nachbar.
Oh,
yes.
hello.
We are living right across the border. Actually, it's like by bike like half an hour maybe, by car 15 minutes.
Yeah.
At most. It's like really, really, really close. Stefan says, cloned the repo with sourcetree.schematics. Do not look good with keycard 5 something. Upgrading now. Okay.
I'm doing such a great job.
You are, yes.
Yes. Okay, so I did that.
Good. Now you can, I will do one so that you can see, because here you need quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
it's so that it doesn't break off, basically. It's to keep everything in place. And it needs quite a lot of heat, so it takes a while to flow around, like this.
Oh God.
Then just feed in more, quite a bit, as you can see. Heat it up a bit so that it flows, like this. And then it will be very, very rigid.
Oh, okay.
Ian says keycard 6.x is excellent. Yeah, that's something that I would have to learn at some point, but not sure if I have the time or the patience. Because I'm happy with just soldering whatever other people design and then just do programming that I can do. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just so that it's basically a bit of strain relief when people pull at the...
Oh crap.
I think it's good enough.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but it's good
doesn't
enough.
have to be.
Or as my meditation teacher says, 70% is good enough. She's right.
That's
not just for meditation.
That's not what bosses say.
No, I know, but just for generally in life.
So
70%. It goes there.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes in that direction.
Yeah. Yes.
And then
I would put it a bit higher because they are a bit heat sensitive.
Oh yes, right.
So like 1 or 2 millimeters.
Like this?
Yeah, that's fine. That's great. Can KiCad simulate hardware? I don't think so. I think there are other tools that can do that. But I don't think that KiCad has any simulation capabilities.
Can you have a look?
Yeah.
Great.
70%.
Go to hell. Okay. Done.
Okay. This looks fine. I will do the last thing. On this side, we need to do these 3 things.
These 3?
Yeah. You can take
3?
out 3, yes.
2,
But this is very wobbly, so I'm gonna do this.
Okay, go ahead.
And you will likely burn your hand because it's all metal. So
I can do it.
I'm gonna do it
Okay.
and burn my own hand.
Okay, go ahead. I'm not sitting in the center of the thingy. Okay, so today you're only gonna see half of my face. But that's like 70%. That's good enough. I can't get them out. Can I rip this? Can I tear this apart?
Yes, but don't pull at them because
I tried not to.
basically sometimes the can comes off and the legs still stick there.
It's like removing candy from teeth. No, that's
Kind of,
different. That's differently. The candy and the tooth are out, and nothing sticks in there still. Yeah, but that's not so easy, right? I did it! I mean, with the paper around it, but still. And then, do you remember how...
Do you remember?
Do you remember? It's late, I'm tired. No, do you...
And you're from
What?
the southern states. Do you remember?
From the Eifel. That the long leg is plus and the short leg is minus.
You see, I never remember that.
See, I remember that because... I don't know why. Because for plus you need also a longer leg. If you want to...
Okay.
Does that make
That's-
sense?
That's
If you want to do a
Eselsbrücke.
plus, you need more of the leg
Yeah.
to cut it off, and then to make the plus, and for minus, you need a shorter one.
Interesting, yeah. That kind of makes sense.
Do you want another glass of wine?
No, because I need to. Yeah,
Because I need to work tomorrow. Yeah, I know.
no. And
That
I need
too.
I get to do the hard part now, not letting this stuff explode.
You want to do
For example, this one has one capacitor reversed, which is interesting and unusual. And that could go boom.
Yeah,
Incidentally.
let's not do that.
Keycard has spy simulation, but I've never ever used it. Oh, it has! Interesting. I didn't know that. So it can do some kind of simulation. Wow.
Okay.
So we're basically done.
Wow, that's
Now
everything.
comes the hard part, actually. And we might need a lot of space. So basically,
That looks pretty
everything is in. The card looks actually pretty nice. Ian says, I'm joining the LÖT party, currently soldering sockets on a C64 board.
Very nice.
That's soldering on a C64 is always good. Stefan says, need to take a closer look. Building hardware without soldering sounds good. Okay. The thing is, Stefan, nowadays with SMT components you can design your stuff and have it assembled by the PCB manufacturer if you're clever and use only parts that are still available today. So you don't need to solder at all if you don't like that.
Okay, let's go. I'm curious now. And moving out of the frame.
Yeah, I'm still looking a bit around the board to see any major defects that you put in there.
That I put in there?
I was wondering when you react to that.
No, I wasn't. I was wondering whether that was a generic you or me. You evil man.
So
yeah, no, people can't
I
see me.
think we might be on the safe side. So there's still the issue with the RAM,
I know
that it's relabeled and might be bad. Or might not be bad, who
Yeah.
knows. Okay, I turn off the soldering iron. We might need it later, but right now I hope we
Everything's
don't.
gonna work awesomely.
I am gonna unplug, in any case, my 486 because we definitely need its power supply. And I will unplug everything. Oh shit. I can't unplug everything.
Oh.
Because...
Oh.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Some things are actually screwed in. So, I'm currently beneath the table.
Yeah, underneath the table, unscrewing things.
Oh wow. Hitting my head.
Please don't.
Oh, I knew it.
Can I close the window in the meantime?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you.
And you can do me a favor.
Yes, tell me.
I need, on the leftmost side of the table, there is a box with bits for the screwdriver. I need that.
I have issues with left and right, so that's difficult.
On the other side.
Yeah, here we are.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because there's one cable, the cable for the C64 drive, it's a parallel cable, which has like these regular screws with, what do you call it? A slit or something? In Germany we call it a slit. Schlitz.
Ah, Schlitz. I
But
don't
I'm not
call
sure.
it slit in German.
I'm not sure what you call it in English. Okay, let's have a look inside if we have any chance of using the 486 for this. I would say no chance in hell, because the only 8-bit slot that we got won't work, sadly, which means all kinds of problems.
Okay.
Okay, but that's just the case, so we need to do something different. Yes. Okay.
Stefan asks, C64 drive plugged into a PC?
Yes, that's how I get all the software onto the C64. I download the images, transfer them to the 486, and there's a 1541 connected via parallel port, and I can use the star commander to write the disk images to real floppies. And you can do that today with the Mac as well using a different cable, but I had this for a long time, so I'm still using it. And it's nice, and it works. It just works. So let's do something that I hopefully don't.
Do you need my help?
Not right now,
Okay.
but maybe in a short while. I'm gonna put away the soldering iron so that
Very
it
good.
can't fall down. I will put the card aside for now, and I will put this aside so that we don't get all the metal shavings and shit and stuff. I'm gonna wipe down this very quickly. And put this into the trash. I'm gonna pick up the 486 and put it down here, and we will have a look. So you can see only a tiny part basically. So the issue is there's one 8-bit slot. This is this one here, which hosts the PC MIDI card. But there are all the RAM slots in the way, so we can't use that. By the way, up here is the HDD clicker, which makes the sounds, so I think everybody has heard by now of the HDD clicker. This is the ATX Smart adapter, which basically... Stefan says, I don't see any analog color signal in the schematic. Seems like the composite output is without colors. That's true, but they use artifact colors basically to produce the colors, which is alternating quickly between black and white, and then the NTSC standard produces color. So that's how they do it basically. Anyway, back to the topic. This is the ATX Smart thingy, which is fine. What I can do is I can unplug the AT side from this board, and then hopefully, can I do this actually?
You make some weird noises. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So, take this, and I will also have to unscrew the whole thing and take it out.
Okay.
This will be a very fun experience because we will have to disassemble this whole thing,
Oh God.
more or less. Can I put this here? Oh, this will be so precarious. Huh. Do I have to disassemble the whole thing? Maybe I'll just leave it in here. This way I have more leeway to move things around. Now, don't want to take it all apart.
Yeah.
What
Do
I'm
you
gonna
want
do?
me to hold that out of the way? Does that make sense?
Not right now. But thank you. I will take the floppy power. So the floppy without power, so that I can plug it into the 286. Crazy 46 modern case with the power supply at the bottom. Yes, exactly. This is the Frankenstein 486. So nothing has power on this except for the thing here. Okay, I've unplugged the CF card. The only thing we will have is floppy drives, which is fine, I think. I just want to see the thing work or not work, depending on our luck, obviously. But I'm gonna put this down at the floor again because there's too little space here. Because this won't reach all the way. But I'm gonna fetch the board that I'm gonna use.
Okay.
So this is the board we're gonna use. It is a full-size AT board. Bit of a weird thing. This here is basically the floppy section. It has a floppy drive controller on board, which is nice, and it has especially this 8-bit slot at the bottom, which is again the only slot where I can fit this card. I do hope that none of the tantalums will explode. They shouldn't explode because if they do, the smart AT supply should cut the power.
Do we need the fire extinguisher?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. It used to work 2 or 3 years back, and then it was just in storage, so I think it should still work. We could try it perhaps with a working VGA card. Maybe that would be a good idea. And I need some standoffs. These here. So I'm gonna put some plastic standoffs in here so we don't short anything out. Like this. Just to make sure. If I put it, because I have to sort of like put it somewhere on the case because the cables will be too short. Okay, something like that. The card will go in here at the bottom and it just barely fits. So it can't fit here, sadly, because this chip is in the way. Plus a bit of the other stuff, I think. I mean, I can try. There's a tantalum that I can bend out of the way. Actually, it fits. It just about fits. Okay, that's nice. Okay, that's good. First of all, I won't test with this card. First of all, I want to make sure that this board actually works. I'm gonna plug in a VGA card. 1 second.
Stefan says, nice board. I'm not sure you heard me. Did you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, he said yes.
I'm gonna use this Trident 8900 card that I think works. I'm just gonna plop it in like this, and we just want to see video, right? We would be happy with just seeing video output. It doesn't need to boot.
That doesn't sound nice.
No, I'm supporting it a bit with my. Come on. Oh god, why is it so hard to get something in there? Very weird. Ow! It's a biggie. Yes, it's a biggie.
Do you want me to try?
No, I'm just gonna use my regular card where I know that it works. Okay, let's take this. This is another Trident. It's an 8900D and it's my main driver. It works.
Why is it so hard to get it in?
I don't know.
Oh god. That doesn't make me so happy.
Me neither. I'm really surprised that it's not wanting to go in. Why does it? What's? I know I had this working with one of these cards. Actually, the standoffs are not helping right now because I have the fear that I will break things by pushing too hard down.
Yeah.
Because the board can't lie flat. I can use them when I put it on the case, but maybe not now. Come on. Oh, goodness. So, if this thing boots, it will be with errors because there's no battery connected for the CMOS. There will be no keyboard or anything, but all I want to see today at least is some signs of life. Okay, now I can push down on this without fear of breaking.
Oh,
Yes, that's better.
Oh,
It's
better.
really tight fit. Okay, I'm gonna already switch on the OSSC
Okay.
so that you see that as soon as something is coming on. Oh, that wasn't very clever. Okay, here's the test image.
There you go.
I'm gonna plug in the power supply. And I do see something here.
Yes. What do you see?
Oh no, there's already a... Look at this. I do remember that one or two of my boards had exploding tantalums. Do you see that?
Oh yeah, I can see it. Oh no.
Ah! So we have a slight problem with this board. It seems it is not the working board, but it is one of my broken boards.
Do you have another one?
Let me see. God, now I don't get the card out.
Oh god.
Can you hold down like
Yeah.
this?
Come on.
With
Yeah.
some force, please.
I'm very strong.
Yes, okay.
There you go.
Okay, so I can't trust this board.
Let me look for another one.
I can repair it.
I'm gonna look for another one. I don't
Yeah.
know what it looks like.
The other ones are So, I hope I find a working one. Here is a 386, and I think it might fit the card here. Yes,
Very nice.
it fits in this slot. Not sure this board is working
Let's
again,
see.
right? It has a lovely 387 coprocessor, at least. And it's much easier to get cards in. So the 286 is something to repair in a different stream. This one has no exploded tantalums, but I'm not sure if
Do you
there's
need to
something...
switch the thingy on again?
Which thingy?
The screen.
Yeah, we will
It's
do
a
that in a
screen.
second.
Okay.
We'll do that in a second. So I'm gonna test at first just by using the VGA card, and hopefully we will see that it can boot, at least partially. Alright, let's So this is all very precarious. Don't do this at home.
I'm a bit scared.
It will not explode because we have the power saver.
Okay.
But it's a bit annoying that my 286 board hasn't exploded tantalum. Which is no surprise, to be honest. They tend to explode after so many years. So, first of all, we try with the VGA card. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to turn on the power supply.
Okay.
It didn't switch off immediately. And where's my remote control? There's no signal, which means let's try again.
What did you do now?
I wiggled at the power supply.
No.
No sync. Which means this board is probably dead. What does the smart supply say? Smart supply says 1.4 amps on +5, which would mean that something is running.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no video out, right?
No.
Yeah, the speaker. We could put in the speaker, that's true.
Careful.
Red to the left, okay. Speaker, where speaker? Where is speaker? Speaker, there.
Okay.
Question is, I don't know which side is which.
Can you try it out with both, or is that gonna break something?
It might break the speaker,
Yeah, then let's not do that.
but I can beep it out with the multimeter.
Okay.
So, 1 second. Who would have thought that I don't have a working board?
Do you have another one in the closet?
Yeah, but the next one is also broken. I know that for a fact.
Okay, so okay.
Okay, this looks like ground, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I found ground. I know which way to put it.
Very good.
Black to the right. Okay, switch it on again. Beep. Beep. Beep.
Is that a sound? I mean,
Yes.
is that something that we're looking for?
3 beeps.
Okay.
What do 3 beeps mean? Probably that it's a dead thing. AMI BIOS. It's an AMI BIOS. 3 beeps. Three beeps. Oh no, this is all way too modern. Memory? Well, it does have memory. A lot. Actually. Maybe this is another broken board. Who knows? Which would be a bit annoying. Yeah, memory. It seems to be memory. Sad, sad, sad. Thomas, you missed soldering the card, and now we're trying to get it running. But the problem is I only have broken boards.
Fehler im unteren Speicherblock.
Okay, so basically
Erste
this board,
64 KB.
yeah, this board won't work. Sadly. Very sadly. Something broke on there.
Next stream, board repair party, and I send a power supply. That sounds like a plan. We're gonna be busy until Christmas every Sunday.
It's probably easier to just get another board
Yeah, I guess so.
and give this to
Charity.
someone in the forum who wants to repair it.
Yeah.
I mean, it does
Do you
seem
know
to
what's
indicate.
broken?
No, it could be anything. It could be just the RAM slot, one of the RAM chips, but something here could be broken. It's not super easy. You can probably salvage the CPU because that seems to be working. Otherwise, it wouldn't beep.
Yeah.
But doesn't help us right now, does it? Try to move the modules or remove some and leave only one. I'm not sure that will work. Let me quickly check the 486 if we can get that, but we can't get that in there, right? Because it's actually all the way over there. That doesn't work. Bummer. Who would have thought I don't have a board that works? Yeah, let me pull one more. Annoying.
Okay.
Annoying!
So you're gonna take the last one out of the closet? That's another magic closet. We have two magic closets. One's right here, and the other one is down the hall. Down the hall. Well, down the corridor. And?
I have one here. I thought this one was broken.
Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it was that one.
Yeah, maybe it was the big one. So we do have one more. Sorry. Turn this off temporarily.
Okay.
I do have one more 286. This time a bit more modern, a Syntac chipset. I don't see any blown tantalums on here. I do know that I have a non-functioning Octec board as well, so that doesn't help us either, because there was also a blown tantalum. This one we can try at least. Let's do that. It does look kind of okay.
Okay, so let's see. Let's see.
But first, let's plug in the VGA card again.
Yeah.
And let's plug in the speaker. Where goes the speaker?
Oh, that's a speaker, okay.
That's the speaker. Let's measure where ground is. This is ground. Black to the right. So let's hope
Keeping my fingers crossed.
our last chance of trying this today, basically. And then we have to, well, I don't know, find another board.
Yes, Ian Scott says fingers crossed.
Okay.
You need to
Should
switch the thing on.
Ha!
What's this? Oh, so that's working?
Yes.
Great.
And even got 2 megabytes. Okay, we got a working board.
Yay.
Which
3
means-
times the charm.
So it will not do anything beyond that.
Yeah, that's a good sound. Almost as good as the moo.
Yeah, that's true.
What's that called? ASR? Next time we'll just do an ASMR. ASMR video.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the moo sound. And the tick, 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 tick.
The tick 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 is the memory counting up.
Okay.
That's
I didn't know
great.
that.
Okay, so it runs with the VGA card. And now comes moment of truth.
Lötstream. Oh yeah, let's do that. I also bring the my farm.
Fisher Price film.
My farm. I just call it my farm. Yes. Let's try. Okay.
Another poll is in order.
Is it? Will it work?
Yeah.
Will it work?
I was just about to donate to me. You people can donate, but you can, for example, you can donate an XT-Style board. Umfrage starten.
Will I donate money to myself? I can even type for you if you want to.
Work.
There's a space missing. I could have done so weird. No way. People aren't that harsh.
Okay, let's do it. The moment we've been waiting for has arrived.
Yeah, the
So
moment
I'm
we've
gonna
been waiting for
I'm use the
weeks.
GG Labs thingy. I'm not sure it will work. I never used it. I put it into the CGA position, everything off. So I would composite sync or HV. Yeah, let's see, 2 to 3. I'm gonna do separate sync. We can switch it to the different sync mode. Oh goodness. Oh, this will be super precarious because it's hanging out at the side.
Should I get the fire extinguisher?
No, not that, but I'm fearing that it will just break off.
Oh, please not.
Oh, goodness.
Do you want me to hold anything?
I will hold it and you will have to say if it works or not.
Okay, I'm so scared.
Ah.
So if there's something appears on the screen, then that's a good sign, yes? You're
People
not
say-
holding anything.
People say 100% yes.
Wow, you guys are really awesome. Thanks for believing in us.
Okay.
Will it power on but show garbage? You know what? I don't even care if it shows garbage as long as it shows something.
Okay. Here was nothing.
Something happening? Did you switch the thing on?
Yes.
Okay.
No sound.
No sync.
No sound.
Oh.
Damn it. Ah.
Oh no.
Which doesn't mean that it doesn't work.
Magic smoke still inside the chips.
Yeah, let's see if the power supply turned off.
And now the real fun begins, says Ian Scott.
It's pulling 2 amps,
Okay.
which is okay-ish, I guess, for such an old PC which is power inefficient.
Check if some chip. He did that. He was touching everything. I saw that.
No, I did not do it on everything.
Oh, but I saw you do that.
Wait a second. Ah,
Ah, if you plug it in properly, then that's also helpful.
it wasn't plugged in.
Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. What's that?
8 beeps.
8 beeps. Okay.
We have an AMI BIOS again. So people, please look up 8 beeps. What's 8 beeps? AMI BIOS 8 beeps. Display memory read-write failure. Fault with video card.
Means what?
Might be the RAM chips.
Okay.
Which we
Anzeigespeicherfehler Grafikkarte.
Oh, which might be due to the fact that we have these crappy Chinese chips.
Crying out loud.
I do have
DRAM. Stuff.
Yeah, I do have 8 more chips coming from Resistor store.
Yes.
Where I ordered the
So
other thing that we can't
them?
talk about.
Yeah.
We need 8. We need 8.
Switch the DRAM around.
I will do one more test because
You will stick it in another slot.
yes, because I will stick in another slot because the slot. Now I remember why I didn't use this board anymore, because the slot that I'm using has some there's these leaf contacts and a couple of them look wonky.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't fully trust this
Can you make
board.
sure it's in properly?
Yeah, it's now in
Because it didn't make...
No, here it's easier. That's why I don't trust this slot.
Yeah, I see.
If you look at it, there's like bent leaves in there. You see? They look, and they should look different. And I do have a replacement for that, but I didn't have a solder gun before.
Oh, okay.
Now I could actually replace this thing.
Okay. Maybe another loot party.
Yes. Exactly.
By the way, did you already mention we found the Christmas tree?
We found the Christmas tree. There will... Okay, still same problem. 8 beeps is graphics card, but doesn't always mean video RAM.
As I say, the slot looks not so good.
Yes, 8 beeps is graphics card, but doesn't always mean video RAM. The question is it trying to use the VGA card instead? But I think that shouldn't matter, should it? That could actually be the case. This is a Peacock main board. There are dip switches. It could be that I need to set the dip switches to CGA.
Oh, okay.
So let's go to station.org and station.org has video cards infos. Or not, I don't want that. I want to have the motherboard infos. Yeah. Probably can't find VGA, exactly. So basically we are now looking for my board. People, can I show you the board again? So everybody take a picture and then you can all go to stason.org to the Tulark library. This is the board. And the red block down there are the dip switches. Whoever finds the instructions first gets a gold medal, basically.
Gets a round of applause.
Definitely a round of applause. I'm gonna try and look for the thing myself now. So let's see if we can find this.
I like the commercial
main board.
Yeah,
he has weird stuff on his thing, yeah.
Don't let your bike seat ruin your sex life. Okay, I won't.
I have to... Motherboards, jumper settings. Here we are. We have a 286 by Peacock. I'm not sure if, but it's probably running under the Suntag brand. Let's see if it finds any Suntag. So there we go, for example. This looks already pretty familiar. This here. This looks very familiar. There's the jumper block, or the switch block. SW2. I think I found it. Did anyone else find it? We can see the layout. I'm gonna just post the URL and you guys can have a look too. This is the URL.
Okay.
Switch 2. Ah, here. Oh, it's just looking at monitor type select, color or monochrome. No, it has EMS toggle, it has BIOS configuration, wait states. No, you can only select between monochrome or color. It doesn't care about VGA versus CGA. Stu possibly says EGA or VGA. They have different RAM addresses compared to CGA. That's true, but I would have assumed that the BIOS auto-detects that if there are no switches. We might be able to attach an external battery. I do have one lying around here, but I don't have the external battery connector, I think. Let's check. Do we have an external battery connector? No, I would need to wire it up differently, not with this one. So I don't see any switch CGA versus EGA. I should probably be able to do this via the BIOS. However, I would need the VGA card for that, first and foremost. And second, I would need also to have a battery. Otherwise it will forget its settings right away. So, first test, let's do another very quick test with VGA and see in the BIOS, attach a keyboard of course, and see in the BIOS if it has a setting for that. So, need to switch to the other input. Here we go.
Okay, what's happening now?
Trying to see if the BIOS okay. CMOS setup. And can I switch? No, I think it doesn't have primary display here. Monochrome, color, VGA, EGA. Ah, okay, it can switch to color 40 by 25. I think we might be safe if I swap the cards really quickly. Maybe. Video on screen must mean card actually works. No, John, sorry, the card doesn't work. We currently have the VGA card installed and trying to get the board to recognize the card, and we're not sure if the card is broken or this here. We write this into the CMOS and exit. And if I'm quick, maybe the CMOS will keep its contents. I'm gonna switch off, plug the VGA cable, swap the card very quickly, as quickly as I dare, and turn on again. No. Even now it doesn't work.
For crying out loud.
CGA doesn't have an extension BIOS ROM, it only has character ROM. Can you put in the VGA and CGA at the same time, or would that conflict due to VGA backwards compatibility? I would think, Thomas, that would conflict. You can only combine a monochrome and a color card at the same time, VGA or whatever, with Hercules or MDA. So it doesn't work. At the moment, I would think that perhaps the card itself has a problem, and perhaps one of these chips here. We can swap them around. It's getting late, although. So while we don't have anything exploding, the power consumption looks fine.
If it worked first time, then the fun would stop.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. What I would suggest is that we wait for the RAMs from Resistor store,
Yes.
because I trust him much more than I do these weird Chinese chips.
When are they supposed to arrive?
He prepared the package yesterday, so
Okay, so
in the next 2 or 3 days they should arrive. And I would suggest we swap them out and I test this offline. And if that works, we can do another little live session and show the card,
yes.
hopefully. There might be something else broken, of course, right?
No.
We tested more or less all the logic chips. This one tested bad, but I got the information that this is a clocked flip-flop and it might not be tested correctly by the 866.
Yes.
And it had only one error, and all my copies of this one had one error, so I think it's the 866. Stefan says VGA is backwards compatible with CGA, so why the BIOS should differentiate? Excellent question, Stefan. I think the difference would be that the VGA has its own BIOS, basically. But I would also assume that the card should be auto-detected, more or less, as long as we set the dip switches to color, which it is, basically. At least I think. I could check that actually. I didn't bother to check because I thought, oh, there's no setting for CGA. So color means switch 1 pins 2 and 3. Does it make sense? What is switch 1? I'm looking for switch 2 actually. Switch 1 is over there. Switch 1 is over there. And it's supposed to be on monitor type select color, pins 2 and 3 closed. Let's have a look if that's the case. Not, that might already be a problem. No, I don't have a switch like that. I have P1. Well, our board looks very similar, but it is not, sadly.
Okay.
Bummer! So, the thing that I found here was not even the correct board. How absolutely annoying. Yeah, so 2 things that I can do until the next stream or something. Okay, there's no Suntag board here either. This is just a visual index. Yeah, okay. Switch DRAM, yeah. Okay, I think today it's getting too late and I need some proper troubleshooting basically. First of all, I definitely want to have the switch settings for the main board to make sure that the dip switches and the jumpers that I do see are set to color, and if there's a possibility to CGA. Probably not. But yeah, I will have to search. The board that I did find on station.org looks very similar, but the switches are slightly different, it seems. Especially the jumpers right next to the keyboard controller. So I'm not sure that it is detecting the card correctly. The second thing is, let's wait for the good DRAM from Restor, because I can't test these, sadly. Let me see the joints. Yeah, we already looked at the joints. I think they're not terrible. I think...
How about cutting off the tantalum on the other main board and trying it on there?
Yeah, we could also do that, yeah. But this is going to go too long.
Yeah, let's do a bug fixing session.
Yeah, we can do a bug fix stream basically, or an analysis stream.
Yeah.
But there's so many variables. I don't know if the DRAMs are good. I know that some people in the... Oh, you did see that so quickly.
Wow, you're amazing.
They definitely don't look terrible. Of course, that's something else I would want to do, but I would assume some other problems appearing than just...
The first thing we were discussing, the possibility that the Chinese chips were not super great, maybe.
Yeah, because I know they have been relabeled. TubeTime had the same chips. Crossbar is the text only black and white. Black and white won't work because that's a different memory address. Then it definitely won't work. Black and white is at a different memory address. We do know it works with VGA. We do see that the CGA doesn't work. It's not recognized. The RAM is not seen. The question is, do I need to change my jumper settings? Or alternatively, is it due to the RAM? And the RAM I can, as I said, test once I get the RAM from the Restor store. And maybe someone on the forum has the Bit Tester Pro, or what is it called? The Chip Tester Pro. I don't have it. I would love to have it and can test all my chips and send me back the good ones and throw away the bad ones or something. That would be neat. Then we at least know that the chips are good. I don't think that the CRT controller is bad because I think the RAM is more or less directly connected to the bus. And both the CPU via the bus read and write from the RAM, and also the CRT controller reads from the RAM. So it doesn't necessarily mean that this thing is bad, because that's also, of course, one of the old chips. The character ROM should be not an issue, because that would be a different error that we probably see garbage or nothing, but don't hear the 8 beeps. The 8 beeps definitely show us that either the card is not detected because the board is jumpered incorrectly, or that one of the chips, like the first chip, is maybe wrong. Or actually, we can't even say that because, as I said, these are 1-bit chips, so basically all 8 need to be functioning properly. Probably. So I can start swapping them in and out, but that's tedious. So I'm just waiting for the good chips.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we came this far and this close.
Awesome.
It's a bit disappointing, but then again, it gives us some opportunity to do another stream.
Well, we also still have the Christmas tree.
Yeah, of course. There's also the Christmas tree.
There's also the Christmas tree.
Maybe we can combine that. As I said, I will probably rather do an off-screen debugging session, because this can take a while. And I can't see any crystal on the board. Doesn't it use any relying on bus clock. I guess it does rely on the bus clock, yes. Most probably.
Never ending story part 4.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe the CRT controller has its internal clock source or something that's fed from outside something and does some magic. I don't know. But there is, of course, clock signal, especially an NTC-like clock signal on the ISA bus, as far as I remember. So I guess they just use that. No crystal whatsoever. Yeah, bummer, but I think for today that's more or less it. Well, what do you think?
I guess so.
Yeah. Thank you for joining, everyone.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure again.
It was a lot of fun. And I'm a bit sweaty now because it was...
Oh, God.
So close. It's really a bit annoying. But it's nice to see that my Suntag board is still working, and maybe I will just replace the 8-bit slot there. But I need to figure out what the jumper settings there are. It's a very nice board. It's a cool board. For a 286 for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
We will post an update once we know when and how we can fix and finish this card, basically. I also still need to drill a hole into the bracket because we didn't test out the bracket. Need to put a hole in there first, otherwise it won't fit here. Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining. It was a lot of fun, and
absolutely.
Yeah, we are way over time, over usual time, and we need to work tomorrow. So everybody have a great day, have a great night.
Have a wonderful
wherever
day,
you are.
evening, and start into the week.
And see you maybe next week or something. We will post an update when we do the Christmas tree and when we can get the CGA card running. So long, bye!
Bye! Oh.